Hey there, BZ people, and welcome to another episode of the Pokemon Black Chainlocke. Don't forget, if we can get 10 likes on this video, we will get a bonus episode of the Chainlocke next week. Also, don't forget, if you want to see this streaming live, I do this for about an hour and a half every Tuesday morning at 7:30 Central Time. Let's get busy and get to the video. So, let's get to it. Oh, rando wall. Oh man, I have to come up with voices.
My word, if it isn't the gym leader Bork. Sir, what would you say is the guiding principle of Team Plasma anyway? Take what you want from people?
I thought it would be amusing to prepare a hideout right in front of a Pokemon gym, but we were detected more quickly than I imagined.
Indeed. No matter, we already have an exceptional base of operations. Is everyone familiar with the legend of the founding of the Unova region? I am. It's the Black Dragon type, right? The truth is this. The Black Dragon appeared before a hero who sought the ideal way to knit together a world full of warring people. This Black Dragon type Pokemon shared its knowledge and bared its fangs at those who stood against it. Together, the power of this Pokemon and the hero brought unity to the hearts of everyone in the land, and that is how Unova was created. We shall bring back the hero and that Pokemon to Unova once again. If we can win people's hearts and minds, we can easily create a world that Team Plasma desires. Here in Castelia, we have a lot of different kinds of people. Everyone's ways of thinking and lifestyles are very different. Honestly, there's something about what you're saying I don't quite understand.
Yes, what is it?
One thing we all have in common is that we all care a lot about Pokemon. Even people meeting for the first time can talk about Pokemon, talk or battle or trade. Remember your speech in Accumula Town? You were responsible for leading me to rethink my relationship with Pokemon. For that, I thank you. At that time, I made a promise. I swore to myself that I would dedicate myself to Pokemon even more strongly. What you guys are doing? Aren't you going to strengthen the bond between people and Pokemon even more? Meh. You are quite hard to figure out. A little more intelligent than I'd expected. I am fond of intelligent people, you see. You'll enjoy hearing about this. From every corner of the world, I have gathered knowledgeable people for our king's benefit. You could call them the Seven Sages. Very well. We will submit to your opinion and be on our way. That girl over there, return her Pokemon.
And Bianca got her Muna back.
Thank you, Mooney. I'm so glad to see you again.
And I am losing my voice. I need some more water.
Bianca, why are you thanking them?
They take people's precious Pokemon.
It's just, I'm so happy that my Muna is safe. The friendship between Pokemon and people can be very touching, but in order to liberate Pokemon from foolish people, we will revive the legend of Unova and win the hearts and minds of everyone. Farewell.
Room gets dark and suddenly
Everyone's gone. What are you doing? You are letting them get away? Gah. What do we do if anything's happened to the other stolen Pokemon? It's okay. Thank you, Iris. No one was hurt. More than anything, I got my darling Pokemon back again. Okay, if you are happy. What is everyone planning to do now? Oh, it would be sensational to look around Castelia City, but... Don't worry, I will keep on being your bodyguard. Iris. That's great. Iris is a dazzling Pokemon trainer, but maybe not at home in the big city yet. So a little give and take. People and Pokemon need to help each other out.
And also thanks for looking for the Pokemon.
Oh, here, this is for you. A Yachi berry.
What does a Yachi berry do? Well, they're gone.
Well then, Bork, I will be waiting in the gym.
Which I think our HP and PP should be good enough. We can go right into the gym. Let me go ahead and check on that. Yeah, we look fine. So let's go find out what's waiting for us in the gym. Nope, we have not faced off against Berg in any of our prior little adventures with him. And we got our free water, which this was something else that was really cool that they did in this generation. Having the gym give you a free water every time. Oh, there's a button to push over here. And we dropped a gate. Nope. Yeah, we did drop the gate. Sweet. I do like how every Pokemon gym doubles as something else. Like this is a museum, although this is... I don't know how many people are going to come here to look at art if they have to run through walls of solid honey. It gets kind of sticky, a little unpractical. Okay, so there's a Clink. That's not that great for us. If he gets a Spark, I think they get Spark or something like that. I know Gear Grind is pretty tough. Oh, they have Thunder Shock. It's not Stab. Our Blaster is a nice, tough Blastoise now. A good electric type could still end this lock on me. I'm not gonna lie. So there was a series that I was watching on Netflix. I watched through it before, but watched Young Justice again. If you've never seen it, it's kind of like all the sidekicks from the Justice League heroes get together and form their own team. That they kind of do covert ops missions for the Justice League. So if they need to go, they're supposed to just be essentially a recon team. They go, they see what's going on over here, see if it's anything that the League needs to be worried about, needs to get involved in, and once they find that out, they go ahead and they're supposed to let the League know so they can take care of it. Almost, I think every single time there's something going on, they're thrown into the thick of it, and they end up taking out the bad guy, or bad guys, depending on the situation. Yeah, Young Justice was a really good show. They totally ended that second season like they're going to have another season, but it just never quite made it, I guess, which is too bad. It definitely deserved a second or a third season. Oh, we flinched the Slowpoke. Awesome. Good job, Blaster. So after watching Young Justice, started watching Justice League, the cartoon again, which I actually got all of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited for like $40 off of Amazon. And Pikachu. Lapras, come out here and jump on him. You should be able to take him out. I think one of the coolest things they did in the second season of Young Justice was when Blue Beetle became a bad guy, and then they were able to save him and change him back to the way he was supposed to be without any of the bad guys knowing that's what they were up to. And I agree with you. I wish that the old Teen Titans would come back. That was another great show. I haven't watched any of the Teen Titans Go, mostly just because the art or the animation looked really bad, and from the commercials I saw, it looked kind of lame. And you know what? If you're a Teen Titans Go fan, I don't mean to offend. That's purely my opinion. I know there's been a lot of great shows that the animation kind of looks iffy, and it turns out to be something really awesome and great. So, probably should not pass judgment before checking it out. But, unfortunately, don't have a ton of extra time to watch stuff. I'm not even keeping up with the one anime that's still going that I was watching. So, I'm not the only one who thought that Teen Titans Go is kind of iffy. I'm glad it's not just me. But, I was a 90s kid. I really do miss the art style that was in those shows in the 90s. Ever since they started switching everything over to CG, I feel like a lot of the cartoons have gotten just worse and worse looking. Oh, there's a trainer. And let's see what you have. I mean, I know if you go back to the 80s, there was some good animation back there too. Artwork was a little iffy. I really do feel like 90s was the golden age. But again, it's just my opinion. Probably a little biased since I was a 90s kid. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been some amazing looking things that have come out in the 2000s. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I love that show. Own all of that. Actually, X-Men Evolution. Was that the one where Nightcrawler had the little camouflage device that made him look like a normal human and they were all in high school? Because if so, I have watched that. I think it was... Well, I was still in college, so it's been a few years. But I don't know if I've seen any X-Men cartoons that I didn't like. I think X-Men... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have seen that. I think that was the one where they slowed Nightcrawler's teleporting down and found out he was actually going into Mephisto's realm, which was pretty sweet. The way they actually explained the way some of their powers work. I just love how Wolverine is one of the earliest mutants. Well, in the modern era, maybe. But he's like one of the first ones, and he's pretty much just never going to die. It's amazing what good healing can do for keeping a person alive. Oh, did not want to do that. I do want to go and heal up my Lapras before going to face Bork. Do not want to go into a battle paralyzed if I can avoid it. But, definitely think we're going to get our third gym badge in this stream, which is super exciting. Might even have enough time to go and try and explore the desert a little more. Possibly get that encounter in that we're needing out there. Hopefully something that we can chain to. But another X-Men cartoon that I really liked. I think it's called Wolverine and the X-Men, the one that Nickelodeon did. Parts of it were really good, parts of it were kind of iffy, like a lot of the cartoons. But I like seeing Wolverine in charge of the X-Men, kind of forcing him to grow into that leadership role, which a lot of times you really don't see him in too much. He's more just a bruiser. What I'd really like to see is Fox and Marvel get into a contract like what they did with Spider-Man and let Wolverine join the X-Men. That would be cool, especially if they got Hugh Jackman. He does such a good job as Wolverine. Speaking of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I saw I think it was the X-Men. This is the first X-Men movie. They had Hugh Jackman's interview tape from when he was interviewing to be Wolverine. They had that starting scene where him and Rogue are in the truck, and they had at the end of the scene, the truck was supposed to crash into that fallen log, and Hugh Jackman's kind of like he acted like he was going to get flown out of a car a little bit, kind of sarcastically. So that was a really cool thing that they did there. Really cool interview tape. I really do like Hugh Jackman. And, you know, he is a really versatile actor. There have been so many different roles they've played in so many different genres of movies. I know my wife is a fan of him in Les Miserables. Les Mis? I'm not exactly sure how to say it. But, yeah. Don't know that I would say that Hugh Jackman is my favorite actor, but he's definitely up there. Not sure who my favorite actor would be. Oh, forgot to hit a button. So we got about 15 minutes left of the stream. See what we can get accomplished yet today. Maybe Bork will give us an awesome TM. So here's a question for anyone in the stream. What is your favorite Pokemon game that you've played? Now this can be a fan-made game, this can be an official Nintendo game. Malcolm, you look a little insane there. Personally, I might still be on a bit of an Insurgents high, but I think Pokemon Insurgents would have been one of my favorite Pokemon games. Oh, Hugh Jackman is it going to be one after the X-Men, I think it's Apocalypse, which I still haven't seen. Really need to. Like they're going to do one more after that and then he's done? Because if that's true, that's kind of sad. Although, to be fair, he has been in a lot of X-Men movies. I know, I can't think of the name of the actor, but whoever plays Captain America, I know it's Chris Evans, I think. He only wants to do one more movie as Captain America, and then wants to get into directing more. Which, upon yours, so you're a dark steel type. Definitely gonna go out in the chat tot and start you on fire. So I'm not gonna lie, was never a big Captain America fan, just because his whole thing was, I represent America, therefore you can't beat me. But ever since seeing the Marvel movie and some of the other cartoons that have Captain America in there, you really can't dislike the guy. Captain America is, I don't know, he just stands up for what's right and what's good and what you should be doing, and I don't know, I really dislike what, oh my gosh, that did a lot of damage. Chatter, can we take out the Venomoth? Yes, we can. Made it through another gym without losing a Pokemon. So there's going to be a third Wolverine movie, and then there's going to be a female Wolverine. Like, I know Wolverine had a daughter that was kind of like a female Wolverine. I wonder if that's what they're going to do. His second movie, I had a few issues with, just because Just because you're used to taking extreme amounts of pain and a lot of injuries does not mean that you won't pass out from blood loss if you don't have that healing factor anymore. I don't know. It was still a good movie. I liked his Japanese side story.
Let's see here. Oh, because I am a generous guy, I will also give you this.
We got hyper voice. That's a pretty awesome move. We're going to skip that because it's talking about something that we don't have. And we still got 10 minutes left. So let's definitely head on to the desert, keep moving forward. I think Wolverine X-23, so maybe it was a clone of Wolverine? I don't know. I kind of hope that Fox keeps making these X-Men movies, even though a lot of times they don't keep the story. I think continuity is the word I'm looking for. Oh great, now who's calling me?
Hey there, where are you now? Could you do me a favor? Let's have a Pokemon battle. Iris has trained me and I've become a little stronger. I should be able to protect my own Pokemon now. Let's meet at the gate to Route 4. Okay, see you later.
So we're going to have a rival battle against Bianca. Potentially terrifying. Maybe we won't get that encounter in yet. Maybe we will. Don't know how long the battle will take. But X-Men is a series I hope doesn't end anytime soon. I definitely hope they can get a movie together with Disney and Marvel. I know they had a series where it was the Avengers versus the X-Men. It'd be really cool if they had something like that as a movie, which I think Marvel is pushing for. You didn't like Civil War? What about Civil War didn't you like? I mean, I love the fact that they got Spider-Man in there. I do kind of hate the way that they got so divided over, or they were divided so easily. And I don't know. I don't like the way that they had to choose whose side they wanted to be on. Do you want to be on the side of the government? Or would you rather be outlaws and no longer have government support? Thought that was kind of lame. Oh, that's right. We have to have a battle against Bianca now.
Hey, Bork, you remember the promise you made in the X-Transceiver? So let's get right to a Pokemon battle, but before that...
Do.
They say we can have a Pokemon battle in the gate as long as we're careful not to break the electric bulletin board. It's gonna go great this time. Let's start up our Pokemon battle again.
So, Marshall. Let's see what you got for us, Marshall. Oh, a team of 4. And a Nose Pass, which I think is pure rock type. So Blaster should be able to take him apart. Oh, Bianca, you should at least be on par with the gym leader we just faced. I don't remember if Sony's making more Spider-Man movies. I know I've heard rumors that they're going to be. Or at least that they had. I think they had 3 more planned out at one point. But it really makes me sad that they got rid of Andrew Garfield. I mean, I thought he was a great Spider-Man. He was funny. When he made fun of people, like with his jokes and his quips, I felt he did a really good job with that. All these Pokemon was static. They just love paralyzing our Lapras. A Spheal. We'll go back into Blaster because he's not paralyzed. I don't remember if water resists ice or not, but I sure hope so. Either way, he should go down to a Psy Strike. So let's see here. Oh, not quite. But that water gun should not do too much to us. That was a crit. I think we'll be okay. You know, Spheal is a Pokemon that I've always wanted to use. I think Walrein is a really cool Pokemon. And that is one thing that's always bugged me about Pokemon games is it seems like there's a lot of water types that you don't get to encounter until much later on in the games, just because you don't get surf or a fishing rod then. And by that point, I already have usually picked up the Magikarp and trained that into a Gyarados, and there's no way I want to switch out of Gyarados. So there was too many people, and they got split up too easy. It didn't give a reason why Ant-Man could grow big when they just said I've done it once without anybody knowing about it. I do know that in the comics it was something that Ant-Man could do. He could grow big or small. I think that's kind of what they were basing that off of. I know they were originally going to introduce that in the next Ant-Man movie, but they decided that there wasn't any super secret big reveal that was going to happen in the Ant-Man 2 movie, so they decided just to introduce it. At least according to a friend of mine, that's what the rationale was. I was kind of glad they did that, just because if you haven't checked it out, I think it's still on Netflix, or actually maybe they took it down, but it was Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That was a really awesome series, and it did have Ant-Man as one of the founding members of the Avengers. Let's switch out in the Chatot. I do agree that they did have a lot of people, and it totally sucked that they did split everyone up, but they were somewhat basing it off of the comics, and that was why they had people split up onto the two separate teams. Except in the comics, which I own a couple of Civil War comics, the divide was over superhero registration. So basically, the government wanted to know who was out there doing this fighting and what they were capable of, and that was the big reason for the superhero registration. And I know it was still Tony on one side, Cap on the other as the leaders, but it had like the entire Marvel universe split up along those sides. And it's kind of sad because, you know, Spider-Man started out on Tony's side, like he did in the Civil War. He did eventually switch to Cap's side, but not before giving out his secret identity. And as a result of that, okay, so you have seen that, but yeah, it's just really sad, some of the stuff that happened because of Spider-Man revealing his identity. I don't know. I think Marvel's doing a really good job with their characters and their movies. I know that there's a lot of people that I've never thought were that great or were too great, but seeing them, I don't know. Yeah. I remember that it was some other team off acting on its own. And here we go. Here is our encounter to end the episode. I believe Tynapole is at the very least a water type now. He becomes ground type later, I'm pretty sure. So you should survive a Razor Shell. Let's see here. That was close. Definitely close. But yeah, there was someone who blew up like a huge neighborhood. Probably had that school in there, like you said. Okay, so Tynapole is not a ground type yet. We need to catch him quickly. Yeah. But let's see here. Timer ball, heal ball. Let's go great ball. Let's not play around. We need to catch this guy. I have to remember I have quick balls. That could have saved us potentially a heartache. Hoping we don't have a heartache here. Come on, Tynapole. Alright, we caught him. Okay, so does anybody in the stream have a good nickname for a time pole? If not, I might just go with my classic water ground type up and call him Tough Mudder.
Tynapole, the tadpole Pokemon. They warn others of danger by vibrating their cheeks to create a high-pitched sound.
So we definitely want to give a nickname. And let's go ahead and get to the caps letters. So I will wait a little bit to see if there's any suggestions in chat. You know, speaking of X-Men and Marvel, I saw a comic that was pretty funny where it had Elsa from Frozen and Professor X showed up and he's like, I'd like to tell you about the school that I have, or something like that. And I think it'd be really quite awesome to have Elsa as an X-Men. So I'm going to start typing in this nickname, but I'm still open for suggestions. Okay, so there we go. We do have Tough Mudder the Tynapole. And it is 3 after 9, which means sadly it is time for the stream to end for this week. I will be back next week, Tuesday, starting at 7:30. Thank you for hanging out today, Sean. I had a great time chatting with you. If you want to come hang out next week, Tuesday, I'd definitely be up for that. You all have a great day. It is time for me to get out of here. I have not seen the Deadpool movie yet. My wife and I are talking about renting that from Redbox. We do want to check that out. And I know there's been a lot of Deadpool hype all over Google+, all over the internet. A lot of people said that that's a movie that you absolutely have to see. So I definitely will be checking that one out. But I want you guys to remember, this has been Bork and Zim Gaming. We are professional amateurs.